Whale on wheels. So, hello everyone. My name is Sasha Pavlov, and today I want to start a big and very interesting for me story about my new big project. Let's get started. So, what was I gonna say? I never thought that I would ever own such a big, huge bus. And it's a Mercedes 308D, 1990 years old, production. As you can see, it's not the latest bus. It's a very old and rare fossil, but I think it's very beautiful. It looks atmospheric, and if you compare it to modern car design, I like it much better. Because I always gravitated towards more square shapes, simple, clear, and without modern sleekness, and I find the old shapes much more charismatic and colorful. A little historical background. In the distant 80s, the company Mercedes-Benz decided to create a light line of T1 cars. Come on, Nikolai, come on, oops. What a bump. I haven't had so much fun for a long time. Nikolai, come here, and here I am already here. That's approximately how the Mercedes advertisement sounded in those distant times, and it had a corresponding slogan, practicality squared. It was considered that this car could help you in absolutely any situation. On it, you could comfortably get to the theater without wrinkling your suit. Also on it, you could wiggle, stop, close the door, take off your helmet, and find out that there are cute girls in Germany. But seriously, the choice of modifications of Mercedes T1 was very wide. There were offered cars with 3 variants of wheelbase length: minibus, van, flatbed truck. The performance of the car was very aesthetic. Design, materials, interior trim was made in the spirit of the 70s, and unfortunately from hard plastic. It was equipped with both gasoline and diesel engines. But later diesel still displaced gasoline, and the company emphasized on diesel engines. With each premiere of a new diesel engine, Mercedes-Benz became better and better, and gained more and more popularity. And 1,986 years after the beginning of production, 500,000 copies came off the line. In a word, there is no doubt that the car in production for almost 2 decades, which performed so many tasks, definitely, in my opinion, deserves attention and of course the continuation of life in our time.
Der Mercedes unter der Transporter.
So I propose to run through the technical part of the bus. I'm a small expert in buses, but still I understand something. So in this space there is an engine, which we had to look at, but we won't see it from here, you can see only its front part. And such an arrangement of the engine is called mid-engine, but I would certainly call it saloon, because it is actually in the saloon, that is inside the main base. It is a Class 6R1 motor, which has 71 horsepower. This of course does not put it in the category of sports cars, but this bus does not need it. It should be reliable, pull well, and have a long working life. And it is. On the one hand, this location does not add to the convenience of its maintenance, because you have no access to it from under the hood. But if you remove the protective cover from the engine, which soundproofs the interior space from the noise produced by the engine, so that the interior was at least a little bit quieter, then inside you can service the engine in any weather, rain, slush, snow, and you sit and repair the engine. Well, under the hood is all the attachments. It's an air filter, it's a radiator, it's a vacuum brake booster, it's an oil cooler, it's various containers for technical liquids. In short, all the attachments for the engine to work and service, it can be outside the bus. A little later, I will show one trick because of which you will love this bus. Although why pull? Let's see right now. In order to get to the front of the engine, you need to open the upper part of the hood. Slide the radiator off its mounts a little. That's the second movement, and the third movement. We just open the whole front end. Drain the radiator of the fuel, and now you can remove the radiator, after which the front of the engine will be available for repair work. And by the way, just yesterday, I made my first ever repair of a car. Oops, a bus. Replaced 2 rollers. One of them was squeaking very badly. First suspicion was on this roller, but it turned out to be the tensioner roller. And this is my first such repair, in which I had to tear off all the front panels of the front of the bus, drain the radiator, and then take it off. After that, I did the repair, and now I have to put everything back together. First night repair on the street. It's horrible. I've never done anything like this before. The beginning. That's all. We were able to inspect the entire suspension in detail on the elevator. We had access to absolutely all the units, so everything was carefully examined from below, and it turned out that all the units are in good condition for these years. But when we were returning home after the purchase, we had an extraordinary incident. Let's see. Hello everyone. You can congratulate me. This very dark evening, in the city of Yaroslavl, I bought a new bus. A total disaster. At full speed, the bolts came loose from the rear wheel, and we almost flew off the road. Nothing we can do about it. As they say, the fun is just beginning. Yes. Amazingly, all the bolts unscrewed while driving, the wheel got stuck in the arch, and only this saved us from the misfortune. But Dima, who was behind the wheel, clearly reacted and carefully pulled over to the side of the road. I was amazed when I saw this missing wheel. When I was driving behind Dima in the car, I saw someone throwing cigarette butts on the asphalt. And these are bolts. These are bolts flying from the wheel. It's good that everything went well. We twisted bolts from other wheels. We assembled all wheels with 4 bolts instead of 5 needed, and slowly drove home. That's the story. And now I propose to discuss the interior of the bus. Lots of space. When I saw the bus for the first time and my friend sat on this seat for the first time and I sat in front, he was very far away from me. Amazingly big space. So I'm sitting here and there's just a lot of other stuff. Look how much interior space there is. Express view of the interior. There's a TV. Lots of seats in the interior. Nice curtains for privacy. There's a radio. Music is also available. A speaker from the computer. There is also a speaker. And even here there is a speaker. There is a sunroof in the roof. And in the back there is a big and capacious trunk. And it is much more capacious than mine in a passenger car. That's how big it is. Now there is a spare tire and some car tools for repair. And by the way, I bought a small jack, which is red and very beautiful. And it has already come in handy for me many times. This is the passenger door, and it is in its place, but as you can see, there is not at all, no sliding door. And this is a big surprise to me because I wanted there to be one. But we, or rather, I should say I, in the heat of passion and searching for the bus, completely ignored it. And it was only when we returned home with the bus that I realized there was no sliding door. Where is it? And it is not in this bus at all. And she's gone. But it is not so terrible, and maybe in the future we will install it in the side. Most likely it will add convenience and comfort of getting inside the bus. It is very important for me that the bus is in category B. It is a category of cars, and this is where this bus belongs to. And this is good because I will not have to get a truck license. And one more thing, in order to convert the documents into a house on wheels, this category is the most suitable and problem-free. Of course it's not perfect, but this category is the only one I looked at with indulgence. And there is a chance to legalize everything. And I hope very much that in the future, everything will be legalized. And even without any problems after the purchase, I managed to register it. Relatively without problems. Warm. How warm is it? It's officially safe to say the bus is registered. Great joy. Coming to this point, let's go back to the beginning of this video, to the question, why? Why? The sun is already setting over the horizon, and we need to come to a conclusion. As I said in the beginning, this is a strange purchase for me and a big step into the unknown. I want this bus, first of all, to bring it to a good technical condition, and inside it to make a motorhome, to take a motorcycle on the tail, and go on it on a big trip, which can last a very long time. Maybe a month, maybe a year, 2, 5, 10, a year, 2, 3 years. Nobody can know it. But there's a desire to try to change my life and change my usual urban affairs for something completely new. For something big that I really care a lot at this moment. And I really hope you'll support me in this. Why, you may ask, take such a huge bus? And to this, I will answer you that I want to make a full-fledged retro motorhome, a comfortable motorhome, in which it would be possible to live for a long time and not to feel discomfort. It will be a kind of life in a bus from Dirty Dog. As I said, I plan to make a motorhome out of it. It will have a bed, a kitchen with a stove, a sink, cups, spoons, shelves for clothes, a shower, and of course a bathroom. Although the bathroom is a joke, of course, just kidding. Electricity, solar panels, most likely warm water. I think you get the idea. From this big blue bus, I intend to make a big and beautiful motorhome. Of course, with a motorcycle on the rear rack. To be honest, I've been sitting at home, and Vologda is a bit tiresome. And since our big trip with my friend Lesha Teslenko, which will probably be aired on the channel, as we rode motorcycles across Russia, it's been a long time since we went anywhere seriously, and I decided to get my ass off the ground and move it somewhere far away. So, I'm going to try. Now, I'm starting to build this big and important project for me, and I will tell about it on this channel in all the following videos, about how we build, what I'm starting with, how I repair it, how we fix it, how I make a motorcycle mount, how we install the stove, and so on. And I will tell about all of this in as much detail as possible. Maybe it will be useful information for you and something you will apply in your construction. And maybe you will even want to travel like me. Well, I am opening a big chapter for me, and I really hope that you will be interested in it too, and you will support me in this strange and difficult for me challenge. So I propose to go through this journey together. Well, I remind you that Sasha Pavlov was with you. If you like the idea of realizing such a bus, be sure to put a like. And of course, write comments. Perhaps they can help me in solving a large number of my questions. Well, I will try to understand everything. So write, advise me, maybe I can use it. 100% will be useful. Bye.